I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on Spotlight, we are speaking with Paulo Chemane. He is the creative mind behind the dual language book, Games of My Street. Born and raised in Mozambique and now residing in Australia, his mission is to share the benefits of children playing outdoor games instead of being locked up at home on a screen like that one, wasting away. Instead, he wants them to use their imagination and use their bodies and have some fun, like the good old days. We're delighted to have Paulo join us here today on Spotlight. We thank the folks at Prime 7 Media for helping us put him in the spotlight today. And we ask viewers like you to support writers like him by subscribing to our channel. Paulo, thanks so much for being our guest today on Spotlight.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a really honor to be speaking to you.
Oh, the honor is mine, sir. You've written a delightful book, Games of My Street. What inspired you to write the book?
Well, my daughter inspired me to write this book, actually, because I had saying once that I'm bored. And it's a word that I never had from any child myself when I was growing up, because we're too busy playing games, having fun to be bored. That's when I said to myself, wow, things have changed. Yeah. So I started writing about the games that I used to play myself, so I can teach them how to play. We can play together, and probably to share with other children all over the world, because things are different. The way children are approaching games these days is totally different of how I did myself. So I wrote this book back in 2017. I have two girls, Naila and Zinzi. So we start playing these games together, because children, the way I've seen, they tend to be indoors, locked indoors, they're trapped indoors playing video games for hours, and they're not exercising as much as we used to with those games. That's one of the benefits of playing outdoor games. They get to be trapped indoors playing those games, and those games, in a way, they can be antisocial. And with lack of exercise, it may cause problems, healthy problems, right, for kids. Kids have a lot of energy, and they love to spend those. It's important for children to spend that energy, to burn those calories. And there's the things that happen these days. A child go to a doctor, for example, and doctor say, oh, you're too young to have these kind of issues. We wonder why. We're missing the basics. We're missing the foundations of children being active.
Exactly.
And we talked today about saving the planet for the younger ones, for those coming after us. But I believe myself that it's just as important as to look after the health of these little ones who will be part of that world. So that takes me to say, I strongly believe that the way children are playing games today, the way we're promoting these games for children to play, I believe that we are promoting a future generation with the healthy complications.
Exactly. There's so many implications for your body, for your mind, for your socialization. There's so much obesity today. There's so much type 2 diabetes today. Kids need to get out and play. And this is a great reminder and an imaginative book. Tell me why you chose to write it in both English and Portuguese.
Well, because I'm originally from Mozambique, and in Mozambique, we speak Portuguese. So I want to take the book back home so people can read it and understand as well. And now I live in Australia, so I want to share with other people around the world, the ones who speak English. And the book now is available in 3 languages. It's in Portuguese, it's in English, and in Spanish.
Wonderful, wonderful. What was your favorite street game that you played as a child?
Well, I'll have to say soccer. I'll have to say soccer, because my street of my neighborhood, they look like regular streets, but to me and my friends, that was a world of adventure. We played so many games, and the street was just full of children.
Yeah,
We would grab a stick and that was the start of tug of war.
Yeah.
We'll roll a tire, and the race was on. We'll be playing soccer, and if it's a car coming past, we'll stop. The car goes, and the game is back on.
Yeah.
There will be a lot of children playing, jumping a rope, or cutting a rope, or having a hopscotch, and was a lot of activities going on. There will be children singing and clapping. The whole street was in harmony. Well, I call that a play. I call that adventure. Sometimes I look at scars like in my body, and every scar tells me a story of an adventure. That's the good old days.
Yeah.
I think it's important for children to go outside and socialize, because they do get to know each other. They interact with other children. I think we're missing that touch with the nature.
Absolutely.
We're missing that interaction with each other and learn from each other. Those games sometimes they were challenging. So we used to make our own rules and overcome those challenges. That's a problem solving right there. So those games were teaching us something. They're preparing us for an adult life. And we're missing all these things. I think it's important for children to be active, to be outdoors. But what we see today as well, the world has totally changed. It's not as safe as it used to be. Now children, when they go outside and play, it's all helicopter parenting, and parents, they influence, they have a say in a decision making when kids are playing games. So children, they're not as free as we used to be. I used to play games myself from morning till afternoon. As long as I get home before it's dark, was all good. We were having so much fun. But unfortunately, the world is not the same. That takes me to say again that children of today, they have been stolen that freedom to be a child.
Yeah.
So myself, that's why I wrote this book, because this book to me, it means the simple pleasure of play. It means freedom. It means health and happiness. And it means community, because we played these games with other children and we grew together. I believe that that's how we build a stronger community. That's one of the reasons I would like to share this book with the rest of the world.
Yeah. I think it's interesting. You grew up in Mozambique. I grew up in New Rochelle, New York, which is right outside of New York City. And we both had similar childhoods. We were allowed to stay out until the street lights came on, until it got dark. We played from the moment we got home from school. There were kids playing jump rope and hopscotch and dodgeball and kickball and stickball and hide and seek and war and tug of war. And we were making friends and exploring the neighborhoods and getting snacks and buying a soda. And it was a dream life. Today, you walk around the streets of America, you don't even see children out playing anymore. So I think you're doing a great, great service to people in America, Australia, Mozambique, and other parts of the world where people have forgotten how to play games.
Absolutely. And yet the interesting thing is, back in the day, even before internet, before the communication was as strong as it is today, children used to play similar games all over the world. That's what impresses me. And when technology comes and it's strong, the computers, everything, children stopped playing games at the same time, which is, I think it's important to bring it back. I think it starts on me, starts on you. It starts on our community. We need to make this world a safer place for children to grow in and to be free. Just play games outdoors. Just children being children. I think they deserve that, and they've been taking that away from them.
Absolutely, absolutely. The name of the book is Games of My Street. It is a wonderful book. It'll remind parents, it'll remind children that there's a whole lot more to life than an LCD screen. Get out there and play. Play like we did as children. Build your body, build your mind, build your soul, build friendships, build your community. The benefits are endless and countless. Paulo, thank you so much for joining us here today on Spotlight.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, the pleasure is all mine. And to the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time. This time until next time on Spotlight.